and welcome back to my channel. This is the final day of my journalathon for my 2026 book journal. My journal is not close to being finished, and I know that, but I didn't want to put out too much at the same time just because it is a lot to edit these videos. So this is just week one of my journalathon. There's going to be more weeks. I think I'm going to split it up by month. So that's it for this month for my 2026 book journalathon after today, but I will make another journalathon, whatever, next month, and then I will probably need another one in November as well. But stay tuned, there will be more book journal content as I get to them. This is all the pages I've made so far anyways, so I'll need time to design and come up with how I want to make my book journal. But let's get into today's video, which is going to be my ARC tracker. So I've never made an ARC tracker in my book journal before, but I've read a lot more ARCs this year than I have in the previous years. So it makes sense as I'm reading more to develop more pages in my book journal for these things. So I'm going to create an ARC tracker that will help me keep track of what ARCs I have in what months and when I need to read them by and things like that. So let's get into how I make that. I'm starting off with a border I'm making with the washi tape. I've done this quite a few times already, but I'm just going to stick it lined up to the bottom of my page and then rip it in half and put the other part at the top of my page. I was having a little bit of trouble of making sure it was lined up straight, so I was lifting it up many times and straightening it out. Oh, and there's me. I have to lean in really close to line this up, so you just see the top of my face here. So now I want to use these date stamps that I know I have to make a little calendar on my journal. I didn't know I had two different types of date stamps, but I like the font of this one better. It's just a little dirty, so I had to wash them all a little bit better before I could use them. I have ink all over my fingers from washing them, but I'm just going to try to line it up and stamp this calendar onto my page, and unfortunately it didn't for some reason get the middle of it, so I tried to press harder but it wasn't aligned, so I just made separate little paper ones so I can make as many mistakes as I need and then cut around that. Obviously our calendars start on different days depending on the month, so I made sure I did that and I glued all of those down. Now for the months, I'm going to cut out this little strip of brown paper, craft paper, so I can make the different titles of the months on them.
And then here I'm cutting out bigger pieces of the craft paper where I'm going to write out my arc tracker title of it. This was a little bit big, so I decided to cut it even smaller than this, but I'm just making the title here. Now that I have all of these, I'm going to glue them all down first, so then it'll be easier for me to write the titles, because otherwise I'm trying to write really small on a small piece of paper, whereas here I'm writing small on a bigger piece of paper. I'm gluing down these boxes in a like zigzaggy weird shape just to look a bit more scrapbooky here. And then for this one, I'm just making outlines of each letter instead of actually filling it in, because it has that nice brown underneath, and I thought it would look a little bit more like hand drawn with the outlines. And here's that finished product of what my tracker looks like.
And this is the finished product. I think it turned out really well. I really got frustrated that first time I tried to use the stamp on the paper, and I decided that I was gonna go crazy if it kept messing up. So I just I put it on a different page and I stamped it a bunch of times until it came out the way I wanted it to. And then I cut those out. I actually ripped them out so it has that like edged look to it. And then I just pasted it over all the mess ups I had. But I didn't film all that because I was really upset at the moment, but I got it done, and that's what matters. But here's my pretty little arc tracker. What I will do as I get arcs, or whatever arcs I receive for 2026, I'm going to make a little circle on the number of the date it will be published, and then I will put that little circle color next to it and write what arc it is. And then I will also have ones for like maybe this is the date it's due, but over here is the last day I can read it. I'll put that on there as well. Just important information that I need for my arcs, basically. But I like how this turned out. I was really frustrated for a while, but it got there and I'm happy with it. So that's it for this video, and that's it for this week's Journalathon. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this week's Journalathon series that I'm making. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more bookish content, and hit the bell icon if you want to get notified when I post. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed this series, if you want me to make more of this, or also just what other pages you think I should make in my 2026 book journal. I'm interested to see what you guys do and what you think I should be making. Until next time, happy reading.